Split just sent me this one.
Good morning, everyone. I will be starting here in about a minute. So thank you for everyone that's hanging out again today. It's not just you, the sound cut off, because I turned it off. About to go live right now. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Thank you for hanging out with me again as I mess around with this live stream stuff on YouTube. No Gamer Tag Radio, as we already recorded it. As a matter of fact, it is out right now. The Polanco cut. You can download it on your favorite RSS feed, iTunes, Google Play, wherever else you get a podcast, Spotify. You can grab that now. So because we already recorded Gamertag Radio, I figured, what the heck? Why don't I just come on and do another live stream? I started doing this a week ago and had a little bit of success with it. Nice turnout watching some of these live streams. So figured, hey, let's do it again. So again, thank you guys for hanging out with me and everyone in the chat room. Thank you. Just appreciate this as I experiment around with this live stream stuff and try and figure it out, see what I'm gonna do. So yeah, good morning, Arctic. Good morning, Dante. Tanya, I see you in here. Kev, I see you in here. So again, everyone that's hanging out, thank you. I truly appreciate you checking out my YouTube live stream. So before I jump into my whole spiel of everything I wanted to talk about, I do want to say happy ninth anniversary. I believe this is the ninth anniversary, but happy ninth anniversary to The Witcher 2. I saw that on Twitter earlier before I went live, and that was the game that introduced me to the Witcher franchise, to the series. I mean, I had heard of the original one, and I believe it was on the original Xbox. It showed up. It might have been a 360. I can't remember, but I never played it. Shout out to Robbie Joe, one of my good friends. He would always talk about it, how much he really enjoyed it. And Witcher 2 came out. I didn't pick it up right away even then. I believe it was a GOG sale because I didn't play it on a console. I played it on PC. And that's how I was introduced to The Witcher 2. And I even remember the first time I played it, obviously story-wise, I was completely lost. And then even beyond that, I thought the game was kind of hard at first, you know. I wasn't used to that style of RPG when I first played it, but once I really got into it, I mean, fantastic, amazing. So then I think it was a year or two later, it was at E3 2013, Xbox, where they showed the Witcher 3. It was just like perfect timing for me, and as they say, the rest is history. Excuse me. Again, see more people coming in. So yeah, welcome, good morning. I'm just starting off the stream right now. So kind of one of the main topics I wanted to jump into on this stream was Halo 2 Anniversary, which just debuted on PC. It's part of Xbox Game Pass. You can purchase the Master Chief Collection outright via the Windows Store or on Steam. Just full disclosure with me, Microsoft did send me a review copy of the Master Chief Collection when Halo Reach came out, so I have it on Steam. So I've been playing Halo 2 Anniversary on Steam, and you know, couple bugs here and there, but overall, I haven't played multiplayer at all. I've just been playing the campaign. The campaign's been fun. It's been a lot of fun, bringing a lot of memories, just flooding back into my mind from when I originally played Halo 2. I believe that was 2004. It came out on the original Xbox, I think. Pretty sure it was. But yeah, just the memories I remember remember midnight releases, and you would actually go up to the store and stand in line. I remember getting Halo 2 at midnight at the GameStop here in Temecula, and you know, I remember racing home and just jumping online and playing Halo 2, and thought the party system and everything, just the online group that I was a part of at the time, I just remember all of us grouped up, and it was just like the most amazing experience ever, playing Halo 2 online, you know, via Xbox Live, and just how it innovated, you know, online gaming on a console to where we are today. I mean, all of it goes back to what Bungie and Xbox did back there in the early 2000s, innovating with Halo 2. But yeah, playing it so far on Steam, it's been good. And obviously playing it in 4K. I mean, I'm playing it lock 60 frames, and it's buttery smooth. It's good, and it's a credit to the game design that it still holds up today. I mean, we're in 2020. I mean, so it was 16 years ago, and it's still fun to play. It's definitely fun to play. I love the story of Halo 2. I mean, it ended pretty abruptly for those of you that played it, which obviously picks right back up with Halo 3. But definitely was super enjoyable. Really loved it. A lot of fun playing that. So I look at the chat room, see what people are saying. Yeah, you got it. Dante saying I got it from a friend and fell in love, but it was damn hard. Maybe he's talking about The Witcher 2. Yeah, as I go through. But yeah, Halo 2. I absolutely love it. Halo 2 Anniversary. So again, if you have Game Pass, obviously on Xbox, you can play it right now. And if you have a PC and you have Game Pass PC or Game Pass Ultimate, you can download it on PC as well. So definitely check that out when you get the opportunity. Now, the next thing I want to show is this, and let's see, make sure it's right. So Cyberpunk 2077, of course, you know I have to talk about this. You know I do. And so what we're looking at right now is the official Cyberpunk account. A couple days ago, they tweeted this out. This is the Race, which is a gang in Cyberpunk 2077, and the area we're in right now is the Badlands, which is right outside of Night City. Even if you're looking at this video right now, at one point you can kind of see the outline of the skyline of Night City in the background. But this is Nomad territory. Like I said, this is the Wraiths. I'm blanking on the exact name of this car, but it's a modded version of a different car that you can see in Night City, and this is out in the Badlands. So, of course, you guys already know I'm super excited for Cyberpunk 2077. So, thing I had tweeted out at the time is like, now we're starting to see the good stuff. And then Paolo Sasco as well. He's I believe he's lead quest designer over there at CD Projekt Red. I hope I got his title right, but he's pretty active on Twitter as well, and he's very excited as well. He did confirm that, yep, this is the Badlands. Yep, we will be going to the Badlands. There will be quests and missions in the Badlands. So we're not just doing everything in Night City. It is now confirmed that we will leave the city and go out to the Badlands and be able to explore. So that instantly goes to show you that this open world is bigger than we thought. Because if this is going to be explorable and they're going to be things that we're going to do out here, it gets me pretty excited. Definitely gets me excited. And, the speculation that I pulled out, because again, what else have we got to do, right? In quarantine. So if you go back to the E329 trailer, you see that when Dexter Deshawn shoots V, and then, then you have Johnny Silverhand or Keanu Reeves waking him up saying, wake the F up, Samurai. We have a city to burn. That's the Badlands. Pretty sure that's the Badlands because you're not in Night City when that happens. So again, what if, speculation, I think there's the possibility that if this does happen in the game, and you would think that it's probably happening pretty early on, that you're going to get into contact with Johnny Silverhand, this whole thing. So let's just assume for a second that trailer actually plays out in the game. You're going to get it. You're going to wind up acquiring the chip. You're going to take it back to Dexter Deshawn, and depending on the choices you make, you guys get into a shootout. Dexter Deshawn shoots you, quote unquote die, and they dump your body in the Badlands, and Johnny Silverhand, quote unquote, resurrects you and then tells you, wake up, we got a city to burn. And maybe that kicks off that part of, the story or whatever. Again, complete speculation. I know absolutely nothing. Just trying to connect the dots together. What would take me out into the Badlands? So maybe I start, because of that, I'm in the Badlands and I basically have to get back to Night City, and that kicks off some quests and stuff as you basically triumphantly return to Night City from the Badlands. And exciting stuff. Just complete speculation. I'm probably 1,000% wrong, but it's fun to speculate as we ramp up to June 11th, which will be Night City Wire. And my plan right now is I'm definitely going to live stream Night City Wire because, of course, I am. It's Cyberpunk 2077. And we can all speculate, watch together, and see what they reveal. And then I want to do an instant reaction right after that and kind of talk about what we see and just go from there, man. But, as far as Cyberpunk goes, it seems like Night City Wire is going to be the official kickoff to all their marketing and just deep dive on information. I'm sure the devs are going to be a lot more open and start talking at that point. We get to see more gameplay, obviously deep dive into the classes system, the weapons, just everything that's going to come with Cyberpunk. That should be the official kickoff to that as we ramp up to September 17th, which will be the official launch. And everything we know so far is it's not getting delayed. So it's happening. So I'm super excited about that. And less than 30 days away from Night City Wire. So like I said, make sure check us out here. Check out Gamertag Radio, live stream, reactions. The whole thing should be a lot of fun. So let me take that off and let's see what chat room is saying. And you die, wake up in the Badlands and brings you back to the Sorry, I'm rambling, but yeah, just speculation on what I just said. And Frank, good morning to you. Thank you again, everyone that's jumped in late. Thank you for hanging out for this live stream. So another thing I wanted to get into, and we talked about this a little bit on Gamertag Radio already, but I want to kind of get into it further, and that is Unreal Engine 5. So Jeff Keighley with his Summer Game Fest, I believe that's how you say it correctly, Summer Game Fest. He had a live stream a few days ago, which I streamed on here. to unveil Unreal Engine 5 with the guys over at Epic, as well as basically debut what gameplay or what it can look like playing on a PlayStation 5 with Unreal Engine 5. Those are the kind of the two big things that we got out of that reveal. And I'm not going to recap that so much so that I saw some stuff on social media, which just kind of made me laugh. Because if you guys remember, before the reveal, a couple days before, IGN had an article where they basically were telling people to kind of temper their expectations with next gen, how next gen was going to look as far as graphics and all that goes. Jeff Keighley saw that, retweeted it, and basically quote tweeted it and said, this isn't going to age well. If I'm quoting him correctly, which instantly made me think, okay, he knows something, because of course he's Jeff Keighley. He's going to get some inside information on a lot of stuff, sneak peeks on a lot of things. Well, this reveal happens, and he knew Unreal Engine 5 was coming. He clearly had saw this tech demo already, which again, let's be clear on that. This was a tech demo that is not a game, an actual game on the PlayStation 5, but Epic did confirm that it is running on PlayStation 5 dev kit. It was also running at 1440p and 30 frames per second, by the way. But we got to see the potential of Unreal Engine 5 running on a PlayStation 5, and deservedly so. They got a lot of people excited to be able to see just the lighting effects and just the amount of polygons that were on screen at once, and the potential of what this means. And I saw some comments online that basically Jeff Keighley was puffing his own chest, and why was he doing that, self-congratulating, blah blah blah. But here at the end of the day, he was right. That's how I look at it. I don't understand the vitriol towards Jeff Keighley. Jeff Keighley is needed in this industry. I know he's the Dorito Pope and all the memes and all that stuff that goes, but he's kept alive a lot of the fun things in the industry, the celebratory things that happen in this industry. The Game Awards obviously is a direct result of that. You see what he's doing right now with Summer Game Fest, and of course he was the one that debuted Unreal Engine 5. It wasn't IGN. It wasn't VentureBeat. It wasn't any of these other sites. It was Jeff Keighley. So get a guy his kudos on that. Whether IGN or these other sites had that information already, they're not the ones that got the interview with Epic. He did. So let the dude take his victory lap. This is the way I look at it, because at the end of the day, we're all gamers. We all win. It's like, does it matter that Jeff Keighley did it? And I know I'm just really defending Jeff Keighley right now, but just to see the comments, and these are comments from other journalists, by the way, that it's like, come on, really? It's like, are you that petty? Are you that petty that you have to go online and say something about that? It's just like, let the man take his victory lap. For all intents and purposes, he was right. Now, will he be right at launch of the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X? No, he will not, because it will take a couple years to start to see games that truly utilize the hardware, truly utilize that SSD speed and everything, the advantages that it's going to bring, to load times and expansive levels and things of that nature. That stuff's not happening at launch. So in that sense, yes, the IGN article was correct. At launch, temper your expectations. You're not going to see this huge graphical leap at launch. But once we start to see Unreal Engine 5 games in the wild, which, hey, of course, Fortnite is probably going to be the first to take advantage of this. Duh. We already know that Hellblade 2 is running on Unreal Engine 5, and we're going to see more that run on Unreal Engine 5. Again, imagine when Gears 6 eventually happens running on Unreal Engine 5. These games are going to look amazing, man, and they're going to take advantage of the new hardware. And that's what we should be excited about, not this petty who got to say it first and why did he say that, blah, 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 blah. To me, it's why gaming journalism is, to me, it's very immature. Let's put it that way. It's why, from the outside looking in, people look at our industry and they laugh and they think it's for children, because a lot of the people that speak in this industry act like children. It's just a fact. I don't care what website you work for or what your credential says or how many years you've been in there. If you're going to act in an immature way, that's how you're going to be seen. And that's why the gaming industry doesn't get the respect that it truly deserves, because the people reporting on it say stuff like this or do things like this on social media. And hey, I'm guilty of some of that stuff too. So it's not like, I'm sitting on my high horse. I'm just making an observation and knowing that, hey, we're all guilty as charged when it comes to stuff like that. So again, I don't want to focus too much on the negativity of that. If anything, be excited about Unreal Engine 5. I mean, that's what I took from that stream the other day. That's what I've taken with comments sent from various developers. And I know obviously Phil Spencer came out and talked about it, as far as running on Series X, which we knew. I mean, that's the other thing that came out of this. Clearly, Unreal and PlayStation were closely working together, be it a marketing deal, what have you. But it was very clear that Epic was not going to mention Xbox or Nintendo when they did that interview. They were only going to talk about PlayStation 5, and that's fine. Whatever. We know it's coming to Xbox. We know it's coming to Switch. We even know, which they did say, it's coming to iOS and Android. And that's the beauty of Unreal Engine 5 is the fact that it's going to be able to scale. It's going to scale at the high end, and it's going to scale all the way down to the low end as well, which will be mobile devices. So again, as gamers, be excited. If you love Fortnite, be excited, because Fortnite's going to be running on your iPhone 12 and your next Android, Samsung Galaxy phone, and OnePlus X and everything else, right? So I'm excited. We're starting to see what next gen is going to look like, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Excuse me, throat getting a little dry there. So that was Unreal. That was Cyberpunk. That was Halo. And let's see what the chat is saying. Anything else here? Slipstream. Are you talking the Halo engine? Isn't that Slip Space? I thought that was Slip Space. See, I started talking about the gaming stuff and I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. So I apologize on that. Oh, man. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Hey, Pete, he was answering for me. So, I mean, as far as the chat room goes, any questions, suggestions from you guys, anything? I know I need to go get some water, Tanya, which, as a matter of fact, let's go do that. I'm going to get some water. I'm going to be right back. How about that? I'll be right back. Right back. Yes, I listened to a suggestion of yours, Tanya, and this is not the first time. I got my water. Oh man, like normally I will have water here with me, and it was like I hit live, and I go, shit, I didn't bring any water. I was like, I hope I last, and I did. But yeah, man, I mean, just overall, just this whole conversation about what's going to happen here over the summer and everything as we go into next gen. I mean, it's rumored still at this point that first week of June, we're going to get the full PlayStation 5 reveal. I mean, I shouldn't even say full, but we're going to get a PlayStation 5 reveal. I would assume at this point that they're going to reveal what the hardware looks like. We start to see some games from it. We start to see the potential of what the PlayStation 5 can do with some of their franchises. Who knows what the launch lineup's going to look like. There's been just all kind of wild speculation on what they potentially could have at launch. But I'll say either way, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to see what the PlayStation 5 can potentially do, how these games are going to take advantage of that SSD, and just the roadmap that they're going to present. I'm still not convinced they're going to say the price if in early June. I do think them and Xbox are playing a game of chicken on the price, because I would think from the PlayStation side, and this is the one thing that they absolutely should be concerned about when it comes to Xbox, is Xbox probably has more flexibility with lowering the price of their Series X than they do on the PlayStation 5. So I just can't see, again, speculation. I just can't see. I think at the high end, I can't see them going over 450. I can't. I think they want to be at least there, because that's really going to put pressure on Xbox to try and match them at that lower end. Now, if they get to 399, I cannot see the Series X getting at 399. But if they're 499, I do think advantage Microsoft because I think at $4.99, Microsoft will quickly match that or even try to undercut it at $4.50 as an example. So it'll be interesting to see the whole price wars. That's the game of one-upmanship that we're gonna have going into this next gen. But hey, like again, I see the chat talking about the Polanco cut. We even talked about this on the episode of Gamertag Radio that's out with Tony Polanco. End of the day, the majority of people aren't buying a next gen console this year. Only the most hardcore of hardcore are going to run out and buy that console or either console. This year, most people are going to wait. There may even potentially wait until there is a price cut, no matter what price it launches at, and then by that time, you're going to start to see more games that truly take advantage of the specs of these new hardware. So the way I look at it is this: for me personally, I highly doubt I reviewed a PlayStation 5. I don't see that, but there is the potential. I could wind up reviewing the Series X. Even if I don't, I think I could see me, and again, this all just depends on games. This really depends on games. I can see a scenario where I do purchase a Series X this year, just for the Halo factor, being able to have it out in the living room, things like that. I could see that, because Halo is clearly going to be a game I want to play. But then again, I don't necessarily need to do that because obviously this PC will play Halo Infinite at its highest fidelity just fine. PlayStation 5, honestly, for me picking up this year, depends on what the launch lineup looks like. If there's a Horizon Zero Dawn at launch, yeah, 100% getting it. No question there. If it's more of a safe launch lineup, whereas games that have, something from Sony Japan that's like a knack thing, maybe even Ratchet and Clank, I don't 100% need to know that I need to run out and go get that, because Last of Us 2 is probably the biggest PlayStation game this year that I want to play. Like I said, unless we have a huge AAA surprise that happens at launch for PlayStation 5, I might wait until 2021 until we start to see those kind of games come along. But again, maybe there's something in that PlayStation 5 reveal that absolutely blows me away, and I'm just like, I'm pre-ordering it right now. That could happen. It happened in 2013. I mean, even with a quote unquote lackluster launch lineup for the PlayStation 4, we saw $3.99 the used games and all that, to where it made me want to get one at launch. I ultimately wind up canceling my pre-order, and then my wife wound up buying me a PlayStation 4 for Christmas is how I wind up getting it. But it really comes down to, as a gamer, what games am I going to play on these new systems? That's what I need to know. At least I do know on the Xbox side, there's Halo Infinite. Even though I can't play it on the PC, there is still the potential line that, like my son and everything, I may wind up getting it so we can play together. He can be on the Series X, I can be on the PC, stuff like that. Or I don't do it at all. He plays it on the Xbox One X and I play it on the PC. We'll see. It'll really come down to this. What does Xbox show in July for that game, and what its potential is going to be? And do they even dare risk it showing on anything other than a Series X? I'm going to say no. I do not think we see Halo Infinite playing on an Xbox One. I don't think any of these new games that Microsoft is going to show in July, they're going to in public show these games running on an Xbox One or an Xbox One X or whatever. I think everything that they're going to show for the marketing, all that, it will be running on a Series X. I don't even think they show the PC, even though the PC potentially obviously can show it even better than what the Series X is. I think all their marketing goes towards the Series X, and clearly that's also going to play out for Sony as well. But we all assume that PlayStation 5 games will not play on PlayStation 4, so of course they're going to show them on PlayStation 5. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting summer, obviously, to see what comes from those two. We know that Nintendo, we know that Paper Mario is coming. I say Mario RPG, but Paper Mario is coming. Excited for that. We also know that EA is doing their event, so it's going to be interesting to see what EA has to show. We know Ubisoft is doing their thing in July. There's a lot of stuff coming. And then I think Devolver finally confirmed they're going to do something. So it's always fun to see what comes from Devolver Digital and those games. Hey, Danny Pena just showed up with 43. I love it. Oh, that was perfect timing. Absolutely perfect entrance by Danny. But yeah, it's going to be interesting summer, man. It's going to be interesting summer to just see these game reveals, to see what we see. You know, what games are we going to be excited about? What games are going to be a letdown? Will the launch lineups live up to expectations to get people super excited and want to go pick up this hardware this holiday? It's all TBD. And with no E3 to centralize all this and everyone doing their own digital events, obviously, you know, a lot of us are still on lockdown at home. It's a nice experiment to see. Obviously, IGN's doing their thing, Jeff Keighley's doing their thing. I'm excited to see these reveals, and it'll be this consistent wave of information coming pretty much starting in June. It seems like we're going to get a lot of information about these games and what to expect. Now, one thing I kind of talked about a little bit on the Ghost of Tsushima stream, and then I tweeted it after, and because I just want to be 100% clear on this, I had even said on Twitter right after, imagine if Assassin's Creed Valhalla did this same thing that Ghost of Tsushima did, as far as showing it, as far as having a demo where we actually got to see real gameplay from it, you know, director commentary as you went through the gameplay. I understand it's May, it's super early. They probably don't have gameplay locked in enough to be able to do something like that. But the reason I brought that up is, again, their mistake, their marketing and PR mistake of the way they put out the message about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that at that Xbox reveal, we're going to get all this amazing gameplay and all this stuff. And then it just turned out to be a sizzle reel. Again, if they would have been more crystal clear up front that, hey, first look at Assassin's Creed Valhalla, done, walk away, we're not saying that. I would assume that at the Ubisoft press briefing, we get something similar to what we got for Ghost of Tsushima. You know, it's probably not as long. Maybe it's 5 minutes, whatever. But I do think we actually get some real gameplay for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I also think it's going to show very freaking well. You know, despite the flub of what they did on May 7th, I'm still extremely excited for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I just think when you look at the team that is making that game, this is the Black Flag team and the Assassin's Creed Origins team that is making this. Excited. Obviously, you saw the success that Odyssey had after Origins. So, yeah, Valhalla's coming. We're doing Norse mythology, Vikings, the whole thing. I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to show very well. Clearly, it's still going to be a current gen game, but we're also going to get next gen versions of it as well, I would imagine. When we see it at the Ubisoft event in July, they're most likely going to show the PC version, or maybe they show the Series X version. I don't know, because they obviously have a marketing deal with Microsoft. But I think it's going to show extremely well. It's going to look really good. It's going to be a game, if you're into that genre, that open world genre, that RPG genre. If you're into Assassin's Creed, it's going to be something you want to pick up day one. So really looking forward to that. And let me look at the chat. See, what is the chat talking about? Just people saying you'd go with Xbox this gen, and Reggie's talking about the talk of SSDs in both systems, because now the CPU is closely tied to the SSD. Games will and are being coded for the SSD to take advantage of it. And again, that's what the thing that people need to understand. These games that you get at launch, even on a PlayStation 5, are not going to take true advantage of that functionality of the SSD. Will you get super quick load time, stuff like that? Yes. But to take actual advantage, environmental advantage, just the level design, the open world, the size and the scope of these games aren't going to take advantage of that SSD speed and the integration that they have between the CPU and the actual memory buffer aren't going to happen right away. Because I saw some crazy stat. Oh man, I'm going to screw this up, but I saw some crazy stat of the potential terabytes of data that can be loaded quickly from the SSD, basically treating it like it's memory, you know, into the game. Like these are the type of things that we're going to be able to see, right? And I'm screwing up what the actual advantage is. I'd have to go look it up right now, so don't take the terabytes of data as gospel. But I know it was something crazy like that. But it's just the fact that in the first year or two, don't expect to see the true advantage of that SSD being in the PlayStation 5 or the Series X. It's not going to happen, because the games that are going to take advantage of that, they're just now starting to make them. They only got these dev kits maybe a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. at the earliest. So a game like Halo Infinite, as an example, was already in development before these companies had those dev kits. They didn't know the architecture yet, so they couldn't make the game to take specific advantage of it. Again, I knew it's a third party game. It was going to come on the, it wouldn't have just been next gen only anyways. But Assassin's Creed Valhalla is another example of this. It was already in development, so it wasn't going to take full advantage of it. Cyberpunk is another one. It's been in development for so long, they didn't know the architecture when they started laying the foundation. They would have literally had to start over from scratch again a year or two ago to take true advantage of this. So now a game like a Fable, as an example, probably takes advantage of it. A Spider-Man 2, you better bet your ass it's going to take advantage of it, right? Because these are games that are probably just now starting to come into development. They've had the dev kits and they've had the time to be able to kind of loop that architecture into what they're doing. So bringing all this full circle, this again is why Microsoft is saying for the first year or two, they're going to allow their next gen games to also be playable on the Xbox One, because they're still utilizing that same architecture that was done on the Xbox One. They're not taking true advantage of the SSD where they can develop it in. So when you're on the next gen hardware, it will. But right now, don't expect these games to take true advantage of it. That's just what it is. It's just a reality of it. And I know some people, get upset by that fact, but it's just the truth. This is just how this thing works, man. So, it is what it is. The games are going to be fine. I'm not worrying about Halo Infinite or any of these early launch games not being a great experience, because of course they will be. Of course they will. But the true next gen advantage, I mean, where are we at? 2020 right now? Probably 2022 is when you should realistically start looking at some of that to see games that truly take advantage. Now, will there be some smaller AA and indie titles that can be Series X or PlayStation 5 only? Of course, yes. And even on the PC side, you have to understand this as well. Like right now, I mean, I have a PC that has PCIe 4.0 that can have an SSD that takes advantage of that, but they don't exist yet. They're coming, right? So when they do come, I can upgrade my PC to also take advantage of that. And again, this is where the consoles come in and they push PC innovation even further beyond where they are as well. So, both sides of the fence, we're not going to really see take advantage of this stuff for a couple more years, and that's fine. I mean, that's just how it's always worked. It's just now that consoles are more aligned with x86 architecture, we're expecting more innovations quicker, but it's just simply not going to happen because of the development time that's involved. Now, sticking on PC for a second, NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, what was it? Was it GTC? I believe that's what it was called, but they had their event last week as well, and it wound up being on YouTube 9-part series where they kind of start talking about the next generation of NVIDIA GPUs, but this was more on the commercial side and the server side, and not so much the consumer side. We still don't have the Ampere consumer cards yet. They didn't talk about those at all, but there's been wild speculation and rumors and alleged leaks that have come out here in the last week or so about what we can expect from the consumer, let's just say the 3000 series cards that are coming, and they're speculated to come, by the end of this year, probably around the August-September timeframe. But let's just stick with the 3080 Ti because that's what I care about. According to them, rumor. Actually, let me see if I can find this. I think I have it. Let me see if I have it. I think I have it. Let's see if I do. Hold on. Let's see if I still have this thing. I probably don't. I probably got rid of it. I don't have it. I do know it. Nope. I don't have it. Okay. I don't have it, so I'm not going to go fishing for it. But there is, according to leaks, that the 3080 Ti compared to the 2080 Ti will have 40 to 50% performance increase, which is insane. The ray tracing in the 3080 Ti will have 4 times the ability of what the 2080 Ti currently has for ray tracing. I think they were talking 21 teraflops or something crazy like that. It was insane numbers. It was insane. And God, now I'm forgetting the amount the amount of memory that was in the 3080 Ti. But again, the performance leap is going to be huge once we get to Ampere, and that just gets me excited. Like they're talking potentially a 3070 card will have 2080 Ti performance in it, right? You got to look at it that way, and just insane. Look, I'm getting 3080 Ti. I already know it. I already got the coin purse ready. I'm just throwing it at it. That's what I'm getting because I want to be playing at the highest fidelity I possibly can on PC when I get the opportunity. And I'm not going to knock on wood, but knock on wood, I hope 3080 Ti is out before September 17th, because I would love the first time I play Cyberpunk to be playing it on a 3080 Ti, not my 2080 Ti. But hey, as soon as I get Cyberpunk, I don't give a shit how I'm playing it. I could be playing on the ColecoVision. I just want to play it. But yeah, it's exciting times. And then obviously AMD with RDNA 2, those cards are rumored to be coming as well. I know there's been a few leaks on those, but I haven't paid as much attention to those. So I still got to get more information on that. But exciting too. So whatever side of the fence you're going to be on, NVIDIA, AMD, some exciting stuff is coming, even on the CPU side. We know that the Ryzen 4000 series is coming the end of this year. It looks like a huge leap, even over where we're at right now with the 3900 series. Like I have a 3950, which is a monster, and these 4000 series cards look to be a huge leap. And even within the 3000 series on the Ryzen CPUs, that 3300X looks really good, even the 3100, and they're at budget prices as well. Definitely very affordable for people that are looking to build new PCs. And I know I've seen a few builds right already, like that 3300. Someone was able to build a pretty decent 1440p PC with that 3300, high frames, the whole thing. So exciting times, a lot of exciting stuff coming. But let me look at the chat again. I have just been talking and not looking at the chat. What do we got? Matty S is saying 12 gigabyte memory on the 3080 Ti, but it has HBM2 memory supposedly. Yes, yeah, Pete. My 2080 Ti is going on sale at the same time too. Yeah, DDR6 memory as well. And Wiggles is saying, which Ryzen processor would you recommend for a sub $400 build? I already have a GPU that I'll be using from my current system, but I need to upgrade the motherboard and CPU, so just want to build a new one. Well, I mean, that's literally that 3300X, I believe, is $150. Here, I'm going to look it up real quick. Let me look this up really quick. Ryzen 3300. Yep, I believe it's $150. Believe where is there pricing on this damn thing? Why am I not seeing pricing? Here we go. Oh, even cheaper than that. Here, I'll pop this on the screen really quick. So yeah, right there, man. $120 for that 3300X. So there you go, right there. Go grab that. Or obviously, if you can find like a 3600 on sale or something like that, or, dirt cheap, if you check eBay or whatever, I would look into that as well. But here's a brand new in the box retail CPU, $120. Can't go wrong with that. And looks like it's going to be out in a couple weeks. So I would definitely look at that. Yeah. And the I can't even talk. And the B5, I cannot talk, B550 motherboards in June. Yeah. Again, if you want to future proof yourself with these SSDs and everything, get something that does PCIe for that. That's why I made sure, the Gigabyte, I have an X570 Master because it does PCI, even though the M.2 cards, I cannot talk. I can't talk. Maybe I need more water. But the M.2 SSD drives that I have in here right now are PCIe 3.0, but once prices come down, speeds increase on PCIe 4.0, yeah, I'll probably upgrade at least one of them. Whatever I'm going to wind up playing games off of, I'll definitely upgrade that. Mark, I'm not sure what's comparable. I've seen it, and I don't want to misspeak right now, but there are some Intel CPUs that are comparable, but I think they're more expensive though. I would have to research into that a little bit more. Yeah, exactly, Mambo. That's what I mean. Once we get into 2021 on the PC side, I mean, it's going to explode past what the Series X and the PlayStation 5 is doing. I mean, pretty much this year, this holiday. PlayStation 5 and Series X, performance wise, I'm not going to say be on par, but we'll be close to what you could do for PC gaming. And obviously, PC gaming is going to be way more expensive, whereas you can pick those things up for probably around 500 or less, right? But if you're a PC enthusiast and you want the cutting edge, highest fidelity stuff, I mean, it's PC. It's not going to be on console, and that's not a slam to console, because console clearly pushes gaming forward, innovates gaming with some of the things that they do. But if you want to be playing, again, as an example, if you want to be playing in native 4K, full ray tracing enabled. Oh, and that's the other thing the NVIDIA cards are doing. DLSS 3.0 is also rumored to be a part of that when the 3000 series come out. But if you want to do native 4K, ray tracing enabled, high frames, if you want to do above 60 frames at native 4K, you got to do it on a PC. I mean, I know that like the Series X is touting you can do 120 frames, and I know Dirt 5 as an example is talking 120 frames, but that's going to be some performance checkerboard rendering stuff to be able to get to that. I even question, and we'll see obviously with the whole 30 frames per second controversy with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, how many games, especially third-party games, will do native 4K and 60 frames on Series X and PlayStation 5. That is still TBD. I definitely think first-party games will be pushing to get to that mark. Third-party, excuse me, at least early on, I'm skeptical on that. There is a high chance that Assassin's Creed Valhalla, as an example, runs at 30 frames, but maybe it also has a performance mode so that you can get to 60 frames as well. But we'll see. We'll see once they start talking about it more. Excuse me. Does anyone remember any other developer showing off 48 minutes of gameplay almost 2 years before release? No, I cannot think, because ironically enough, the only other game I should say I can think that did like an extended demo a couple years before it came out was The Witcher 3. They had like a 35-minute demo that we saw at E3 where they went through and played, and I believe it also showed up online as well. So really, CD Projekt Red's the only one I can think of that's done that long of a demo that far ahead of a game coming out. I mean, I'm sure there's some examples of close to launch. You've seen things like that, but yeah, CD Projekt Red's the only one I can think of. Yeah, Mark, it'll be interesting to see on the console side if we see some 1440p options baked in. Clearly, I believe the One X can do 1440p right now. Don't quote me on that, but I think it can. But it really seems like, again, from a marketing standpoint, they're pushing 4K. They're not going to really talk about 1440p or even 1080p, because if you think about it, if they were to push 1440p and 1080p as an option, clearly the Series X can do that. Hell, the One X can do that right now, and we know the PlayStation 5 would be capable of doing that as well. I believe even the PS4 Pro can really do 1440p. That's really what that machine is. So will they market that? Will they talk about it? I don't know. Will developers have the flexibility to bake those kind of features in so people can select them? Because especially at launch, not everyone's going to have a 4K monitor or 4K television that they're playing these games on, which, again, this is maybe where Lockhart comes in. Maybe Lockhart becomes your 1080p, 1440p machine. Maybe that's what they do. I don't, again, complete speculation. I don't know if that's the play, but we know at the high end, they're pushing 4K. They're pushing 4K and they're marketing towards 60 frames per second. And they're obviously talking about ray tracing. So we'll see. And Reggie's saying at Paris, I believe that AC Valhalla will have options. I have not seen that said anywhere. So I don't know where you're getting that information from. I have not seen Ubisoft officially say that they're going to support 1080p 60 or 1440p 60 for Valhalla. I haven't seen it. So if you got a link, shoot it over to me. I'd like to see that. Yeah, Mark. I mean, 4K is the buzzword. It's the thing that clearly Microsoft has been talking about since 2016 or really 2017. 4K, native 4K. I mean, that's kind of been their big thing. Sony, obviously, with the PS4 Pro, They don't talk native 4K. Most of the games that you can play on 4K on the PS4 Pro, they're doing some kind of checkerboard rendering to get there. All I know is this: it looks great to me. You know, when I'm playing a game on it, God of War looks good to me in 4K. I don't care how they're getting it there. My eyeballs can't tell the difference. And Rob, how you doing, Rob? Again, hey, everyone hanging out here. Thank you. I appreciate this. I always feel like I'm just rambling as I'm talking, but thank you guys for hanging out. And like you said, you got questions or whatever, let's do it. Let's talk. Let's shoot away. Because like I said, we're in the dead time right now here in May as far as games go, because we just don't know. I mean, everyone's holding their reveals back until next month and then to July. Maddie, I love your rambling. Pete, no, I talked about Halo 2. I did not play it, but I talked about it. Or maybe you're asking me, have I played Halo 2? Yes, I have played Halo 2. And I'm doing this weird Twilight Zone stuff. Let me turn that off. Uh, I've been playing Halo 2 on PC, but originally I was gonna capture some gameplay and like maybe just have that playing while I was talking about it, but I forgot to hit hit capture, so I don't have any capture footage. But I've just been playing the campaign. Like I said early on, the campaign, no, a little bug here or there, but it's amazing that a 16-year-old game still holds up. As far as just the gameplay, just the feel of it, still fun to play. I've clearly always been a huge Halo fan, and I kind of talked about it at the beginning, just my experiences back in '04. With launch, going to the midnight launch at the GameStop out here and stuff like that. Oh, Mariano, hey, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate this. And Mariano is asking me, and I hope you're saying your name correctly, Mariano. Mariano is asking me, hey, Paris, sorry for the dumb question. What new info would you want first, Halo Infinite or Cyberpunk? That is not a dumb question, but I'll let the background on my live stream speak for me. Of course, I want Cyberpunk. That's what I care about right now. If you told me I can only have one game to play, it's that. It's not even. I don't even hesitate on that. I feel like I've seen over the past couple years the two, 45-minute plus demos that I've got to see of Cyberpunk. The original one that's online, and then we also at E3 last year in Gamescom, they showed that Pacifica one, which is the deep dive video, which is only 15 minutes long. There's actually a 45-minute demo that they run you through. So everything that I've seen of the game, oh, I'm sold. I'm sold. I'm in. They got me. That's the game I want to play. That's the game I want to build content around on this channel. Halo is something I'm excited for because it's Halo, and I want to see Halo return to its former glory. But 343 still has to prove to me. We still don't know what that game is because we've not seen anything from it, and that comes in July. But trust me, I'm excited for it. It's a day one thing I want to play. I mean, from the rumors and the leaks of Halo Infinite that have come out, the potential open world possibilities that are going to be there. Potentially, the multiplayer might go free to play. They're talking about there's going to be some co-op things that are going to be in it as well. I'm excited to see how that plays out. Obviously, the slip space engine. Let's see what it can do. Let's see how pretty that thing's going to look on a Series X. Let's see how pretty it's going to look on a PC. You know what I mean? I'm excited for it, but we still just don't know what it is. But Cyberpunk that's that game for me. That's the game I'm looking forward to. So, yeah, we'll see. We will see. And what other questions do we have here? And Rob is saying, The Last of Us 2, June, Ghost, July, Mafia Trilogy, August, Cyberpunk, September, October, November, next gen. So I'm sort of for a few months along with my backlog. Exactly. If you break it up into chunks, there's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming here. Like I said, I feel like you said, Last of Us 2 happens in June. Despite me having some of it spoiled for me, I'm still excited to play it. Ghost has me intrigued. Doesn't have me go run out day one and get it intrigued, but it has me intrigued to see it. I saw enough good things in there that I definitely at some point want to sit down and play Ghost. And like you said, August, that's when Madden and Mafia, excuse me, those things come out. And then September, as far as we know, Avengers is still coming out in September. They haven't delayed it yet. I have a sneaking suspicion it will get delayed again, but I don't have any confirmation on that. You know, I just don't know. I know what I played of Avengers at Gamescom was okay. It wasn't mind blowing amazing. My concerns with Avengers was more with the microtransactions, and maybe that stuff get fixed, but we'll see. I know there's been some concerns about the gameplay, so we'll see with that. But potentially Avengers in September, and then obviously Cyberpunk. I mean, Cyberpunk, that's all I'm playing. That's probably all I'm playing until Halo Infinite. I mean, as much as I talk about wanting to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I just hope I can figure out the time in it. I mean, clearly, if they send it to us for a review, I'll review it. But for my personal leisure time, I plan on playing Cyberpunk. That's the game I want to play. Like I said, I want to create a lot of content around it, explore Night City, just do that whole thing. So that's what I'm looking forward to. What other questions do we have here? Maine is asking me. Oh, I'll just say this really quick. Anyone that hits the super chat, again, just know that thank you. I truly appreciate that. And that money will go into upgrading equipment. First on the list is this microphone. I definitely want to get a new microphone. But camera, the whole thing, that's where all that's going to. That is to support the channel and to support making just everything better. That's what I'm trying to do. So again, I'm more than appreciative to everyone that supports me and supports Gamertag Radio as a whole, man. Because I mean, we're just trying to do bigger and better things, and that's what it's all about. But let me go back to this question as I started talking about that. Where's Maine's question? Why am I missing? There we go. He's saying, "What up, Paris? Should I get Cyberpunk on the One X or should I wait to get it on the Series X?" Maine, look, I ain't gonna tell you how to spend your money. I ain't gonna tell you what to do. But if it was me, I'm getting it on the One X because they've already said it has smart delivery. It's gonna go to the Series X. So there is no. Let me put it this way: there is no way in hell that September 17th gets here. And everyone, you know, the SpongeBob meme where Squidward's looking down and SpongeBob and Patrick going, yay! There's no way in hell I'm going to be Squidward looking at everybody else in Night City running around having fun. And I'm going, well, I'm just going to wait on the Series X. That ain't happening. One X. I don't care if it's ColecoVision Vectrex graphics. I'm getting it. And then when the Series X is out and it upgrades, do it then. But no, I'm playing a day one on the One X. And to be honest with you, it's going to look fine on the One X. I don't think, you know, you'll have this downgraded experience. You're like, ugh, why am I playing it on there? Will it look as good as it potentially will on a PC? Full everything, ultra settings, ray tracing and all that? No, it will not. But as a game, having fun, exploring Night City, you'll be fine on a One X. And Maddie S, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate this, dude. And Maddie is asking me, hey, dude, love how knowledgeable you are about the industry. Can't wait for more of your content. What Cyberpunk content do you plan to make? So thank you for that. Appreciate that. Appreciate the question. So what Cyberpunk content do I intend to make? So pretty simple, really. Let's just take all the pre stuff. Hopefully, you know, we'll get to interview some of the CDPR guys, and obviously the live stream is going to happen and all that stuff. So forget all the preview stuff. When the game is out, when I have the game in my hands, be it early for review or on September 17th, I plan to capture every second of gameplay that I have. I have a 4 terabyte drive sitting right off to the side that's all it is for, is to dump all of my gameplay on. And then, yes, I plan to do a full video review of Cyberpunk. Obviously, gameplay is going to be in it, the whole thing. So that happens right away, the review. After the review, I then want to be able to kind of, because I'm going to do multiple playthroughs, play different classes, hybrids of classes, things like that. I definitely want to be able to take footage and basically just create a series of videos like, hey, here's quest X and here's how you can do this. Here's how you can find this weapon. Here's this Ripper Doc where you can get, you know, this cyber upgrade, things like that, you know, kind of deep dive into some of the classes and stuff. And, you know, here's a build you can potentially do in Cyberpunk. So I'm definitely thinking long term, when it comes to Cyberpunk and just some of the video stuff that I want to be able to put up on the channel. So, the launch of the game is honestly really just a start of what I'm planning to do. And that's just why I'm kind of been messing around on the channel lately, obviously during quarantine, doing some of the live stream stuff on here. Is I'm just want to build up to that point, and then obviously when the game is in my hand, hit the go button, and then just go from there, just creating content and clearly get feedback from all of you, what you guys are going to want to see, what we want to talk about, things of that nature. That's what I'm looking forward to. Oh, and Maddie is saying you would sound epic on an SM7B. I don't even know what an SM7B is. I'm assuming this is a Shure mic because I know, because like I'm on an SM58 right now. I will have to look into that and look at the pricing on that. But again, Maddie, thank you for the super chat, because again, all this stuff will contribute to that. I'm definitely looking to upgrade my mic and just kit out this whole thing. Like even my lighting right now, I have one key light. I definitely want to get a couple more just to really flesh out the lighting in here. And yeah, like I said, camera, the whole thing. And let's see, let's look at a couple more questions here. Will you be doing any live streaming of Cyberpunk? Mariano, that is a very good question. And the answer to that one is yes. What else do we have? Rob, it would be great to get a review copy, but do you think it would tarnish how you viewed it if it was like Days Gone and how that got bad press until a day one patch? Okay, so here's the thing on that. You review what you have in front of you. So look, as much as I love Cyberpunk and as much as I've talked about this game over the past couple years, if the game's not good for what I have in my hands, if it is a technical, glitchy, buggy mess, I have to say that. I can't pretend that that doesn't happen, right? I got to talk about it. Sure, there might be a day one patch that comes out that fixes those issues. Great. I'll talk about it at that point. But if, again, pretend, because I have no clue anything, I'm going to get nothing. But if I were to get that game, let's say 2 weeks early, right? Obviously, I'll be under NDA, the whole thing. But I'm playing it for 2 weeks early. And I'm my playthrough, I'm struggling through bugs, the whole thing. I have to talk about that when the review embargo lifts. That has to be a part of my coverage, as any other journalist out there. That's what they have to do. I can't pretend that those things didn't happen and say, oh, don't worry, guys, day one patch. I have to say, no, here is my experience. A day one patch is coming. Let's reassess at that point. But I just think that's fair to the consumer, because no one should run out and get any game that is a buggy mess. What am I thinking of? Fallout 76 is a recent example of this hot freaking mess until they actually got it fixed, right? I even think Ori, or the new Ori that came out on the PC, it had a bunch of technical issues that have been fixed now. But you got to talk about that stuff when it first happens, man. So as much as I love Cyberpunk and as much, as I want this game to just be a smash hit, if it ain't right, I'm going to say it. It is what it is. Let's see. What else do we have here? Just reading questions. Sorry. So what we got? Okay. Wiggles says, which class are you looking forward to playing the most in Cyberpunk? Do you already have a character build in mind? How do I? So I'm going to play as a techie first. That's going to be my first playthrough. That fascinates me the most. But yeah, so I talked about this before, but I'll say it again, go a little more in depth on it now. So I first playthrough, I want to do a techie. I want to do a net runner after that. And then I want to do a solo build after that. I want to kind of stick as close to the quote unquote 3 main classes as I possibly can. And then I want to do a fourth playthrough where it is just a hybrid of where I've done lessons learned. What were the best attributes from the 3 main classes that I liked? And then I kind of want to build the Paris build, right? I want to build my build. And then that'll kind of be the primary way I'll play from there on out, because now I feel like I have an understanding of the strengths and weaknesses of each attribute, class, etc., and then just kind of see what I can mold into one hybrid class. And again, this is the point that I want to do these videos where I want to talk about some of this stuff as well. And then obviously people can make up their own minds from there. But that's my game plan as I go into it. And clearly, not all that stuff's going to be done day one unless they give me the game like months in advance. But I would say when I initially do a review of the game, it'll probably be as a techie, and then from there, that's where I'll start to experiment. Through the weeks and months after that, with class builds. Let's go back in here again. Man, I can't wait to spend hours on customizing my character in Cyberpunk alone. Like, it's funny because clearly, I talked about this earlier. They debuted that Wraith custom car out in the Badlands a few days ago on the official Cyberpunk account. I think I even have that still up. I'll show this to people that are just showing up now, and let's open that up. Yep. So let's throw that back up again. But yeah, this car here. So they debuted this a few days ago out in the Badlands, and you know, it obviously was for the anniversary of Mad Max Fury Road. And I remember I was tweeting at some of the CDPR guys, and my instant thought when I saw this was, I go Furiosa V. It's right. So I could totally seeing me making a V in the image of Furiosa, just this badass, nomad warrior. You know what I mean? So that's going to be another fun part of the game, is just going through the custom created character. And I know, even speaking on that, I know some people have had concerns with the fact that it's first person only, and they're not going to have a ton of third person cutscenes as well. They're going to do a lot of the stuff from a first person view. So it's almost like, well, what's the point of me making my V then if I'm not going to see my V? I'll tell you right now, I have a strong, very strong suspicion there's a photo mode in for Night City. There's no way they've spent 8 years making this world and they're not going to want to just show it off in all its glory and just have people all over the net, showing off different scenes and just things from Night City. So your V, however you create your V, is going to get its moment to shine if that's what you so choose and you share it with the world via social media. So I do think a photo mode is 100% coming. I've been experimenting around with the Witcher 3 photo mode, which is really in the NVIDIA experience is what I've been doing photo mode, but just taking different photos and things. Like, matter of fact, let me see if I can find something super quick, because like I said, I've been messing around with this. Like, I even just last night took some more stuff, and let's see, Witcher 3. Let's go down here. What do we got? Like, what's this? Yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh, I like this one. Like, even this here. Here, I'll make this one full screen so you can see. Is it showing it? Oh, it's not showing it. Oh crap. Hold on. Didn't show that. Let's see. Interesting. There we go. There it is. So, like, even this, like, I just did this last night. Just messing around in the Witcher 3, the photo mode. So take this, put it in Night City. Think of it that way. These are the kind of things, that I'm excited to do, because I'm just a freaking nerd and I like to do this kind of stuff. So even little fun photo mode things like this, you'll be able to do. So I'm excited for it, man. Definitely excited to see, what potentially we'll have in Cyberpunk. And I know that was a long-winded answer to get back to your original question, so I'm sorry. And Rob is saying here, what would you be thinking of doing any video interviews with devs during the next few months and uploading them, etc., or even on Gamertag Radio? It would be amazing if we can pull it off. Yeah, it would be amazing if I could pull it off. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even want to make promises on that. I will say the attempt will be made to do so, as part of GTR and everything. We definitely want to be able to talk to the CDPR guys. I mean, obviously with the pandemic and everything, I don't necessarily know if it'd be video interviews that'll happen, but even we can hop on a Skype or a Discord call or something, be able to talk to a few of them about Cyberpunk as we ramp up to launch. I'm excited for it. I will just say, stay tuned. Once Night City Wire gets here, we'll get to Night City Wire, and then we'll just go from there and see what the marketing campaign is going to look like. It's pretty clear they're going to talk with Jeff Keighley at some point during Summer Games Fest, and I would assume they're also going to talk with IGN, since CD Projekt Red is a part of IGN's summer programming as well. But if a little old us can get a chance to talk to them as well, we're definitely looking forward to it. Oh, and Mambo. Mambo's asking me what origin with the techie. Oh, the tech's going to be corp for sure. I'm going corporate to start for sure. I kind of think my net runner will be Street Kid, and then the solo will be on Nomad. That's what I'm thinking. That's my thought process on that, and it's obviously off to the side, so you guys can't see. I have the posters right over here to the side as well. And WTC is asking me, hey Paris, any predictions, Miss Cleo, on what the multiplayer would be with Cyberpunk? I don't want to speculate too much. I would imagine we see something similar to what Rockstar does with Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead, and that's about as far as I want to speculate on that. Maybe it's something completely unique. I don't know. I definitely can see we're gonna have some co-op options in the whatever the multiplayer is to be able to explore Night City. That would just be my best guess. PvP type stuff, don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how they'll handle that just yet. But again, they've already made that pretty clear. Don't expect any of that until 2022. I mean, we're going to get expansions before we get that, single player expansions. So there you go. No problem, man. Photo mode would be cool as hell. Yep. So I've been talking a lot. I've actually been talking over an hour, which is insane. So let me go ahead and start wrapping this up, and a couple more questions and I'll get out of here. And Mariano is saying, sorry for the off topic, excited about the last 2 episodes of The Last Dance. I hope the series comes to Netflix. It is coming to Netflix. As a matter of fact, if you're not in the United States, it's already available on Netflix. And yeah, I'll just go ahead and wrap it up with The Last Dance. Absolutely, I'm excited for these last 2 episodes. So I would imagine episode 9 is going to get into the Indiana Pacers, just that Eastern Conference Finals, because clearly the cliffhanger they left with Reggie Miller episode 8 was freaking perfection. I loved it. But they're going to talk about that 7-game war they had with the Pacers, and I'll just tell you now, I think it's game 6. Is it game 6? I think it's game 6. Reggie Miller pushes off on Michael Jordan and hits that game-winning 3, and everyone goes crazy. I hope they focus on Larry Bird. That will always be my memory of that, is Larry Bird's reaction when that happened. Arms folded, zero expression. Like, kid, been there, done that. This ain't nothing. It's about winning rings, and it ain't about winning a game 6 in the Eastern Conference Final. Like, this is why Larry Bird, all-time favorite player. I was one of my favorites ever. But anyways, super excited to see that. I would also assume they get into the 97 finals, and you're going to get the flu game out of that. They'll talk about that whole thing. And then I think, obviously, the last episode's going to focus on, obviously, the Utah series in 98, push off on Byron Russell, hitting that shot. Perfect way to end your career as a Bull. I always remember, I hoped Jordan would never come back at that point, because that was just the perfect way to end a career. And obviously he came back with Washington. But then I would assume they're going to talk about, post why he didn't come back, why he wanted to come back with Washington, and then they'll just end it from there. And I'm sure it's some player reaction, Jordan, final thoughts, things of that nature. But the series has been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. It has just reignited my love for Michael Jordan, which never went away, but it's been more exciting for me to have my son, who never got to see Michael Jordan play and has only seen LeBron and Steph and KD and Harden and all these guys, to see, no, son. That's the GOAT. That's the real GOAT right there. It ain't Kobe. It ain't none of these. As much as I love Kobe, it's none of these guys. That is the GOAT. And now you are seeing why. Like, the fact that he's constantly asking me questions the entire time we're watching, it's just been a thrill for me as a dad to see my son see how great that dude was as a basketball player, and just amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, I've said it before, greatest athlete ever. More than Ali, Babe Ruth, Brady, Montana, anyone, Jerry Rice, doesn't matter who you want to throw in there. That's the guy, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, greatest ever. And yeah, like the vid before we finish up. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Rob. Thanks everyone saying that. So again, that whole YouTube spiel thing. So hey, it's your boy Paris. So what are you supposed to do? Smash that like button, ring that bell, subscribe. Or I don't know. I like also, I don't do names. I don't know. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. But I will say thank you all for hanging out while I've been experimenting around with this. And again, another great turnout doing this live stream 6:30 in the morning for me. Been talking over an hour, which is insane, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I definitely like the interaction having with the chat room and everything, and just going into the whole spiel from there. But again, thank you for everyone that's hanging out. Seriously, if you can subscribe to the channel, share this out with all your friends on social media, let every people know about this. I'd truly appreciate it. Like the video, the whole thing, and obviously will just help this channel grow. And I'm appreciative for the super chats during this. Like I said, all of that goes to making this channel better. So again, thank you guys. Like I said, I know we're all this global pandemic. I hope everyone's staying safe. I hope your family is safe. We're all going to get through this together. It's Sunday. I hope you have a very enjoyable Sunday. And we'll be back doing this again. And like I said, make sure you go check out the latest episode of Gamertag Radio. It is out now. The Polanco cut. We talk about PlayStation, the whole thing. It's a lot of fun. So check that out. Again, thank you. I'm almost at a loss for words. So again, thank you. I appreciate it. And hope you all have a great day. And I will talk to you again soon.